And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to another week, another edition of the PiGosaur Monday number 14. Oh my god. Number 14. The very first PiGosaur Monday of the year of 2025. Happy New Year, everyone. Happy New Year. Great to be here. Great to be back. And we are jumping to our first match of the night. Of course, I'm your host, Live VIP. I'm joined by the players, by the plushies, by the people as well. Welcome, one and all. And if you want to have a look at the back yourselves, exclamation mark B in the chat to have a look at the back yourselves. We are jumping into our first match of the night, and spawning in the top right hand corner of Ultra Love, we have the American Zerg player, the Red Zerg. Representing Team Hyper 1, it is BabySwiss. And spawning in the bottom left hand corner, we have his opponent, we have the Blue Terran player from the land of Kazakhstan. Representing CSO Esports, it is Replicant. And if you're in the chat, you know what time it is. Papi. It's Gamba time. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will take the series. Best of luck. Best of luck in the chat as the Gamba is going. Ooh, here we go. Just catching up in the chat. Welcome one and all. I'm from Poland. This event was early, around 1 a.m. my time. It's a whole hour later. Yes, this event is not as ideal for the European players and European viewers, which is also why a big shout out to Replicant and all the other European players in the bracket. Again, exclamation mark B. We'll get there. We'll get there. As he doesn't know. BabySwiss doesn't know, papi. As Replicant is gonna be the heavy favorite. Replicant, of course, he is GM. He is a pro player, and he is looking to make a deep run in this tournament. Let's go. I'm here for it. Let us go. It's going to be up to BabySwiss here to cause an upset and to try to throw a wrench in the works and try to catch Replicant off guard. Oh no! I mean, shout out to BabySwiss. I mean, we champion European players that play in this event because of how rough the time slot is. At the same time, we also champion amateur players as well. We have broadcasted, we have seen plenty of Diamond, Platinum, Gold League players sign up and play in these tournaments. Again, these tournaments are open to all shapes, all sizes, all regions, all leagues. You can be Bronze and go up against a top player like Max Packs, you know, and again, it's a great way to gain experience, a great way to learn, and a great way to just be a part of the community and play against some of your favorite players. Play against, you know, some top level players and experience the pain yourself. Experience the experience of going up against one of the best of the best. So yeah, big shout out to both competitors here for, of course, signing up for tonight's tournament. We can see Replicant is shaking for a proxy hit towards the left hand side, making sure he's safe and sound. As a reminder, Replicant did go for the CC on the high ground, so very safe setup here out of Replicant. Very paranoid play. I don't blame him, especially when you're up against a more amateur player where there is a skill gap. You want to play as safe as possible. You can afford to open up inefficiently just to make you're secure, just to make sure. So, shout out to BabySwiss, papi. You say you're Diamond, you strike fear into the pro player. They're like, oh, I don't wanna die to anything crazy, you know. I don't wanna get smudged upon. Oh no. So, Replicant playing it safe is going to be hunting down the Overlord. Overlord is going to fall back at home, getting into his own 1-1-1. It was a safe opener into something more aggressive. Oh boy, that is a starport before CC. What does this mean? This means Hellion Banshee aggression early on, more so than normal. So Replicant is going to be in the face of BabySwiss. Overlord went down. BabySwiss, he is supply block back at home. Ooh, early Bailey Nest here out of our Zerg player. Now, based on the Bailey Nest timing, I would assume this is for an all-in, but we can see an early lair. So this does feel very inefficient. It's a very inefficient start. That is a very early lair here, and I don't think we can actually make use of the early lair whatsoever. So this feels, again, a little bit wonky when it comes to the build of choice, and Replicant, he is committing on two bases. I spoke earlier how this is a very aggressive setup here by delaying the third CC. That is true, even more aggressive with the army. It's a Hellbat push. It's going to be Hellbats, Marines, and Medivacs as well to support. Ooh, a Hellion going to be going down early on, though. 1-2 Hellions do fall. Nice pickups here by BabySwiss. Does catch a couple of those Hellions, and that will slow down the move out. And BabySwiss doesn't even know. Like, that was a very nice catch. He doesn't know what's coming his way. Again, it is going to be borderline 2-base all in. Oh, the armory is cancelled, though. Replicant, how many Hellions did he lose? 4. Ooh, that was 4 Hellions going down. So basically Replicant, he no longer has enough of an army, enough Hellions to help that push, so he cancels the armory. Now he throws down a delayed third base. BabySwiss doesn't know it, but he just averted disaster. He was able to shut down the Hellbat all-in before it got going without even knowing what was going on, and with that, BabySwiss is in a good position. He's in a good position now. He's taking a fourth base. He is droning up. Once again, they're really early tech. The early tech isn't really helping here. Marines, they dive into the base. Where are the links to defend? Where are the queens? Queens, they respond. No links to defend. Drones are being targeted. Workers are going down one after the other. And again, this is the downside, or this is the issue with trying to tech too early, is that you're spending so much money on a Lair, on a Roachborn, on a Hydroden, on a Baleen. There's so much money here on tech, and you're lacking everywhere else. You're lacking in the economy, low drone count, you're lacking in lings, lacking in queens. Everything else gets delayed, and you're vulnerable to aggression, as we just saw, to a drop like this. So Replicant, he does wreak havoc. Looking to use lost tab, that was 4 drones going down, 2 overlords, 7 lings. Still keeping pressure here on BabySwiss, and reinforcements, they have arrived. Going to be Hellion reinforcements. We have 2 more factories on the way, getting into a 3-factory setup. Oh boy, it's going to be a lot of factories. It's going to be mech. So mech on the way from Replicant, dives into a mineral line. He's going to burst everything up. The lings are going to, sorry, the drones are going down. The lings are going to be going down as well, as BabySwiss cannot engage. He tries, so he loses everything. Bailings there waddling in, but again, they're slow banes. Bailing Sweet doesn't have a research. Drop into the main base. Replicant just pulling BabySwiss apart. And there it is. GG gets called. He cannot keep up with the aggression, and Replicant takes game number 1. GG. Replicant does take a lead here. And again, Replicant, he's favored in this series, but shout out to BabySwiss. Again, he is here to experience what Replicant has to offer and potentially cause an upset. Again, he had some nice moments in that last game. Overall, though, when it comes to the build of choice from BabySwiss, as we mentioned, it was quite lacking. It was very inefficient and did set him behind in other ways. Just thinking a little bit too far ahead and teching too quickly does leave you vulnerable, and Replicant did abuse that vulnerability. GG. GG well played. With that, Replicant does take a lead, and now we are getting ready for game number 2. We'll see where we drop. Where we drop it. Let us go. Getting ready for that second game. As a reminder, this is a best of 3, of course, and we'll be going over the bracket after this series. We'll get there. We'll get there. We will get there. As they're just setting up on the lobby of choice, on the map of choice. They are getting ready. Also, I should fix up. I wasn't too certain as to BabySwiss's race. That's why it was set as random. But there we go. Is a Zerg player. Just catching up in the chat. He's crazy. Very much so. Very much so. Aye. Also, I should emphasize now as well, while we have time, originally we were going to be casting the Home Story Cup Group C later on in the evening. We're going to be going over that. But not anymore. I have decided otherwise, just because Alima League is tonight and Alima League is tomorrow. There's also Uthermal's 2v2 tournaments. There's a lot going on here tonight, and we do want to be awake for some of that as well. So originally we were going to be having the Home Story Cup broadcast later, but last we have adjusted our schedule, and we'll get on that. We'll keep you notified, keep you posted. So we're getting into game number 2. And it's going to be on one of the newer maps in the map pool. Let's go. It's going to be on Talisman. Here we go. We go as spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Talisman. We have the red Zerg player. The red Zerg player representing Team Hyper 1 from the land of the Americas down in the series. We'll see if we can bounce back. It is BabySwiss. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have the blue Terran player from the land of Kazakhstan representing CSO Esports. It is Replicant. The favorite player in this match, and yep, to be honest, never played on this map. Welcome one and all to Talisman. And if you're curious, if you're wondering yourself, like, hold up, was there like an update? Was there a patch? Is there a new ladder map pool? I wish. No, that is not the case. So basically, a bunch of tournament organizers have come together, and they've come to agreements, a lot of players as well, that I mean, the decision to bring old maps into the current map pool is a decision that not too many people look kindly upon. I'm referring to King's Cove, Abyssal Reef, and Neon Violet Square. Those maps have issues. They are very often vetoed, and as a result, certain tournament organizers have come to an agreement to get rid of them, to remove them from the tournament's map pool, and to add 3 different maps instead, and Talisman is one of them. Talisman is one of those maps. It is a TLMC, I believe, finalist. So basically, we have gone through the Team Liquid map contest, gone through some of those more newer maps, and 3 of them have been added to the tournament map pool instead for events like this, for events like the Hub Cup as well. I believe we have Talisman, Starchild, and Erahome as well, as we do have a bit of a pause. All good. But yes, so 3 maps have been 3 of the older maps in the map pool have been replaced by these otherwise TLMC maps instead. And yeah, it's just a really good way to test out these maps, a really good way to gauge the interest, to potentially have, you know, some more dynamic play or even more balanced play in the tournament games themselves. And yeah, we'll see how this goes. Again, we're kind of trial testing it here. We have yet to adopt it ourselves in our tournaments. I'm referring to Sparkling Tuna Cup and Sea Duckling Open, Master Swan Open, Tenacious Turtles Hustle. We ourselves are still kind of gauging the reaction to these newer maps, and if the reaction is positive, then hey, we're happy to jump on as well and to also apply these maps to our map pool as well, to our tournaments. Oh no, the pause, now we know why. As you can see here, apparently a rabbit was chewing on stuff. Potentially the Ethernet cord. You have to be careful. You have to be careful. Look after those rabbits. Hold on. Permission. You have to pause. They can't see me. Hold on.
Game
okay, there we go. There we go. We are going to be selling in. But yes, I'm not a ref. I was not designated a ref in this game, so I can't. I don't have the power. Don't have the power to unpause. It's all good. Nothing too crazy happening here in the early game. But again, look after your rabbits, everyone. Make sure they don't nibble on those cords. I'm assuming a cord, but you know, maybe something else. Ah, no, not like this. Tell Patches I like this map. I mean, we have yet to really fully embrace it. As the Reaper does get in, 1 drone already going to be going down. Very nice pick up here by Replicant early on. He gets 1, is going to be zoned away. The Queen has arrived, and BabySwiss will defend. No, without losing another Ling. And as we said, Lin, the biggest feature here of this map is the third base. The triangular third base here, it is a hybrid base, gold patches, regular patches. To gain access here, you have to mine through these initial mineral patches. I believe it takes 4 or 5 trips to break through. I think it's 30 minerals per patch. So you have to work your way through this to gain access to this location. Likewise, there is a Replicant to come in as well. And we also have another hybrid base moving forward here. And the rush distance by ground can be quite short if you mine through these patches. Otherwise, you can spam towards the left-hand side instead. You spam away from your opponent. And yeah, this is just a really unique feature, something that we don't see too often. Isn't just to mine through patches to gain access to a base, but also these patches that are part of the base itself. And what this means here that we have seen on this map, on Talisman, is if you take this expansion, if you mine through and open this up, then you're vulnerable to run-bys. Imagine like Ling run-bys or Hellion run-bys able to not just harass this mineral line, but use this as an entry point to your main base as well. Because typically you'd have like some SimCity, you'd have like a depot wall here, or you'd have something to wall off. But this wall this ramp is quite large, it's quite awkward, and it can be quite difficult to wall off. Meanwhile, I should also emphasize that there is a small gap here on the right hand side. My apologies, did forget. So you can actually expand earlier on, but I believe this gap is only large enough for a worker, not large enough for Lings, not large enough for units. So you still have to mine through here to properly gain access. Meanwhile, back at home, Replicant is going to be getting into his own Marauder production. Ooh, once again, a 1-1-1, delayed 3rd CC. Once again, aggression here by Replicant. Here we go. go. As Replicant, he does deny these overlords, does shut them down. Behind this, Armory is on the way, and this time it is going to be that committed Hellbat push. Replicant, he is going to be moving out. He's going to be committing. He's going to be committing. More Hellions moving out, and here comes the push. Here comes, we'll see what BabySwiss has to defend. He has some decent sympathy here at the natural base. He's got a Wall of Evo Chambers. Bailey Nest is done early on. Once again, it looks like the same build where he goes for the early Bailey Nest into early Lair. With this, he should have some Bailings to defend, but does he have enough? That is the question. He's droning. He's droning up. His army is 2 Bailings. 2 Bailings and 2 Lings is not enough. The Queen is going to go down. Replicant is going to be able to force his way through. The Marauders have arrived. And there is just not enough to defend. 2 Bailings is not enough. They're whirling through. First Bailing gets started down. The others, they somewhat connect. But Replicant snowballs out of control. GG gets called. And Replicant, he will take the series at 2-0. GG. Whew. GG, well played. Will claim the series. Will advance on. And, shout out to BabySwiss as well. Again, he was more of an amateur player coming into this, up against a pro, up against a GM. He's, of course, Diamond. But regardless, a big shout out to BabySwiss for, of course, competing, for taking part, and for being a part of this event, of the first event of the year as well. GG. GG, well played. Congratulations to Replicant. He does advance on into the next round. And the question becomes, who will face off against him in the round of 16? We're here to find out. Exclamation mark B. Oh, also my apologies. A little bit, there we go. Exclamation mark B in the chat if you guys want to have a look back yourselves. We can switch our scenes over and have a gander.